Hello, it's Jules here. I'm back doing another diorama, which I promised I was going to do some more and show you the dioramas I have. This one is based on The Empire Strikes Back. Just wanted to share with you. So what I'm doing is showing you what I'm reading off of. And they said Empire Strikes Back was a critically reassessed and is now often regarded as the best film in the Star Wars series. We felt it ourselves with our son, and we just loved watching this. And among the greatest films ever made, it has had a significant influence on filmmaking and popular culture and is often considered an example of a sequel that was superior to its predecessor. You can't say that for many films. The climax, in which Vader reveals he is Luke's father, is often ranked as one of the greatest plot twists in cinema. So, what is this story about? Well, 3 years after the destruction of the Death Star, the Imperial fleet, led by Darth Vader, dispatches probe droids, and these go across the galaxy in search of the Rebel Alliance. One probe locates the Rebel base on the ice planet Hoth. Um, During that period, a Wampa, which is this big white creature, captures Luke before he can investigate the probe crash site, but he escapes by using the Force to retrieve his lightsaber and wound the beast. Before Luke succumbs to hypothermia, the Force spirit of his deceased mentor, Obi-Wan Kenobi, instructs him to go to the swamp planet Dagobah to train as a Jedi Knight under the Jedi Master Yoda. Han Solo discovers Luke and insulates him against the weather inside his deceased Tauntaun mount until they are rescued the next morning. So basically, the rebels were attacked. This is a base they had just created. They were trying to form strength and have a base to deal with the Empire. And so when it was discovered they were on this planet, they just attacked. The Empire attacked with quite a bit of force. So I just wanted to kind of cover this part. Later on, uh, Luke travels with R2-D2 in his X-Wing to Dagobah, where he crash lands and he meets Yoda. And this is where he trains. So Yoda trains Luke to master the light side of the Force and resist the negative emotions. Um, we'll show you that right away, the little one that I have. So I'll bring that over. And you can see the Lego came up with this cool little diorama. There it is. And there's Yoda, the trainer, and Luke. So, and there's this fighter that sort of crashed in the swamp, but later on that's used, of course, he was able to raise it up. So this little guy, that's part of the whole plot story here. But what we'll do is next I'll show you the diorama that I did of the assault on Hoth. Okay, so here's the diorama, and as you can see, the background, there's a big box there, and of course that's the box with the AT-AT, which I just built. So in a previous video, I kind of showed that this was going to be built to be able to be used on this diorama, Assault on Hoth. Now, we've got all the elements for the battle right here. And as you can see, this is the little guy they sent. These little droids were going all over the place, and that's what found them, sent a signal. So the Empire knew then to send all their equipment, and one of the big ones was, of course, the AT-AT, which is quite a monstrosity in scale. You could see, too, all the little snow troopers that are in the battle. A lot of these you can get on sets, little sets. They're little battle sets, and you can get quite a few of these. So a lot were added here. You can tell I've added quite a bit. The little snow speeder there. These are the little guys that they figured out to fire a cable, and that cable, and then surround the legs and pull it down that way. The other way was, there's Luke. He's going up with his charge. He's got a charge in his hand, and he's going up there. He's going to stick that charge into the AT-AT, and it blows up. So here you can see the Rebel Alliance. They're all set up in battle formation, and they're trying to protect this, but basically they know they're outnumbered. They got to just get out of here with as much people and equipment as they can. So that was their goal, to hold off as long as they can, and then for the fleet to leave Hoth intact as much as possible. So you could see all the firepower they had here. And it's quite an interesting, fun build, but like I'll talk to you a little bit about the build and what to do there again, like I always do. But there's the generator. This is a pretty important part. The generator used to be put below because it's such a vulnerable, important part, but it would melt the snow, so they brought it up to the top, and that made it really vulnerable. All you had to do is take that out, and a lot of the stuff just doesn't work. There's the Beast, and there's Luke. That's just a sideline image of the two of them. Back here you see the snow speeder, and some of the equipment back here. It's all set up basically for them to be on defense and to hold off these guys. So just thought I'd show you that, and then I'll just quickly talk to you again about building this kind of diorama. But I can bring you in real close and you can see how it looks there. Looks pretty engaging. Now this will be fun, especially for kids and grandkids. A lot of fun to watch the movie and then to play with it. These are meant to be played around with. Now, when you get a little bit older, your play is a little different. You don't go make all the sounds, but you can sit there and place and play around with all the stuff, and that's a lot of fun in itself. So that's what I do. See, and there's a little walker. You can get the little walkers as well. They're available quite a bit too. And the walkers were in this, but not as predominant role as the big AT-AT was. So that's it. That's the whole scene that I've set up. And now I'll just talk to you a little bit about building this. Just to show you some of the sources that I have. This is that book that I told you about before. Okay, so these are Star Wars battles that changed the galaxy. And this is the Battle of Hoth. And as I said, the images are fantastic. Here you see them engaged in battle. Here you see the two generals. Okay, there's the two generals. This guy was in an AT-AT, General Veers, and there is a little Lego character with him. And then this is General Riken. So that's pretty cool. It's very nice pictures. There's the AT-AT walkers. Look at them. And you can imagine those things coming down and firing away. There's that generator I told you about. Here's some more of the battlefield. It's quite fun to look at these. Here's what I talked to you about. See him taking his cable, and he's going to go around and around, and it then causes that to happen. There you go. Real cool scenes in the movie. So, and then there's some more of the Battle of Hoth. Here you see the snow troopers there. There's all kinds of cool stuff in here. So what I wanted to do is to let you know, so basically The Empire Strikes Back was done in 1980. The diorama is usually anchored by a major Lego set. So for me, in this one, it was the 75098, the Star Wars Assault on Hoth. This was retired, and it had 2,144 pieces with 15 minifigs, including Han Solo was in there, and Luke was in there, some troopers, rebel troopers. Remember, the rebels, when you hear the word rebels, rebels were the good guys fighting against the Empire. So, and two of the key pilots were there, Wedge and Wes. But you see, what I've added quite a few more snow troopers, some sleds. A lot of the stuff has been added in there too. So also the Lego set, which I reviewed in my last release, there was 75288. That was the Lego Star Wars AT-AT. And that was retired, and that had 1,267 pieces with 6 minifigs. And General Veers is in there, so that's really important. Some snow troopers, Luke was there, and 2 drivers for the AT-AT. So again, wanted to share with you all that and let you know, again, you can go and get a lot of this if you want to build it, because it's pretty expensive later on. But if you want to build it, you can go to Brick Builder, and Brick Builder is excellent for, just put your back on a cool scene here. Brick Builder is really cool because it basically has all these sets. That's why I gave you the numbers. You can go and look those sets up. You can go look at the parts. You can go look at the build. And maybe you decide only to do a part of the build. You don't have to build it all. But at least gives you some ideas of how some key parts of the build are done. And definitely worthwhile to check it out if you really want to do a build like this. And of course, the plates here are all white plates, so it makes that easy. And then you start doing your build with the mounds of snow, etc. And that's all white bricks. And so that makes it simple, is the base and everything. A lot of it is white. And that's how that works. So anyway, hopefully this has been encouraging and also maybe a motivation to build this diorama. And of course, like I said, there's other things that Lego is doing where you can get these little small dioramas, which are kind of cool, and they tell other little parts of the story as well. So that's all I have today, and I wanted to thank you. And in the future, we've got some more fun ones to come up. So have a good day, and thank you for watching.